This salad bowl that I have here is another one that you can pick up in Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Home Depot, Lowe's. These don't take a whole lot of energy, so they won't need a whole lot of sunlight. Do you have a shaded area in your garden, backyard, or even balcony and wondering what you can grow in these areas? Well, I know a lot of gardeners in Florida and these southern states that has these big oak trees in their backyard and are saying that they can't grow anything under them. So let's start with a true shade champion of the garden, and that's spinach. So I honestly believe every gardener deserves success in the garden. Whether you have a full sun garden or a shaded area, you deserve success in your garden. So I'm building and growing a community of gardeners, and I would like for you to be a part of it. So please subscribe to the channel and let's grow together. Most gardeners think spinach prefer full sunlight, but the truth is spinach prefer a dimmer and cooler spot in your garden. With spinach, too much direct sunlight will make them bloat. That means they start producing flowers quickly and the leaves will get bitter. No one enjoys a bitter spinach. So when you're growing it in shade or partial shade, it will stay lush, tender and sweeter for much longer. So guys, with this area, this is the area that I had my watermelons all throughout the summer. But I thought when the watermelons died back, I would have had more sunlight under this area. However, I have passion fruit here, and the passion fruit are very dense over it, so I'm hardly getting sunlight in, or I'm hardly getting direct sunlight to come through this area, and I don't want to get rid of this passion here, so I'm going to be planting all these shade tolerant crops under here, which I'm sharing with you guys. So at first I thought that when the melons had died back, I would be getting more sunlight. No, I'm not getting enough sunlight, and I went ahead and transplant a few of my cabbages under here. The thing with cabbages is that cabbages need more sunlight. They need more energy for them to form those big heads. So I'm going to have to remove these cabbages and put them into some grow bags where they can have more sunlight to obtain more energy to form those heads that they should form for you to get some hard cabbages. So I'm just going to go ahead and start uprooting these cabbages, and I'm going to replace them with these crops that can take more shade. But they have rooted well, see here, so they were doing well right here. However, they wouldn't have folded properly, and that is not the aim. I want my cabbages to fold properly. So I'm just gonna take them up and put them in a different location where they can get more sunlight. So spinach is perfectly okay with 3 to 4 hours of sunlight, and that is indirect sunlight. And for best result, direct sow your spinach seeds. And spinach grow fast, so you can start harvest in as little as 4 weeks. So we're just going to go in now. I'm going to save some of these seeds, but I'm just going in with a few, and I'm going to have to remove or push back some of this straw that I have down here on the ground. The straw is mainly here to keep down weed and to retain moisture in the soil. However, this easy straw that I've used this year, that I'm using this year, it has a ton of seeds in it, so it's like I've put down weed in my garden also. So I'm just going to drop these spinach seeds and cover them, just mix them in. I'm not putting them deep in the ground, about 1/2 inch, and they should be good. And I'm just going to leave the straw back. So I'm just going to move the straw away, get it back a bit, and then just shuffle a spot. See, we have a lot of worms moving about. That's because the rabbit manure was placed here weeks or months ago. I'm just going to drop a few spinach seeds in there. This is about 4 or 5 seeds, and I'm just going to shuffle them over. Now I'm just going to let the straw stay to the side until these germinate and start growing. Our next plant is going to be lettuce, and if you have struggled with lettuce in full sun, shade might just be your answer. Lettuce love cool condition, and when they are exposed to too much heat, they bolt and get bitter, or they tend to bolt and get bitter whenever they are exposed to too much heat. But in partial shade, lettuce thrive. The leaves stay tender and crispy, and they are packed with flavor. Lettuce is one of those vegetables that is very forgiving in terms of light. Most lettuce variety will grow great with as little as 4 hours of indirect sunlight per day. Some varieties like the butterhead and the oak leaf do great in shadier spot because they don't need a whole lot of energy. Those lettuce don't form those heads, so they don't use up a lot of energy, hence they don't need a lot of sunlight. Also, this salad bowl that I have is another one that you can pick up in Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Home Depot, Lowe's. These don't take a whole lot of energy, so they won't need a whole lot of sunlight to form heads. And next thing about lettuce have very shallow root, so you don't have to worry about them. If you have a big tree and you want to plant them under that big tree, they will do just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these cabbages again on this side, or remove these cabbages on this side, and we're just going to pull back on the straws that we have over here and then go in with the lettuce. Most of these cabbages rooted well, so I'm just going to make like a tunnel pathway to have the lettuce, so I just want them all the way down the middle. So I'm just going to move back everything and get them in the middle. So this is what it's looking like, this little tunnel part that I've made, and I'm just going to let it stay like this, and then I'm just going to take my hands and shuffle it a bit. Guys, we have a whole lot of worms inside here. This rabbit manure, it attracts a whole lot of worms. So we just shuffle everything, and then we're going to get these barkier things out the way so that they don't cover the seeds. Now I'm just going to sprinkle these lettuce seeds, and I'm not going to use the entire pack. I'm just going to lightly sprinkle it all the way through. Just get it all the way. And then I'm just going to dust my hand over it. I'm going to get these bigger chunks of things out, because those will block the seeds and prevent them from germinating. And as simple as that. And I'm just going to keep this watered for maybe about a week or so until I have germination. So in this entire row here we have lettuce and spinach, and I'm going to show you guys on the next side. Over on this side, in this row, we only have lettuce. So let's move on to one of the most toughest and resilient greens that you can grow in the garden in a shaded area, and that is going to be kale. Kale is a super shade tolerant plant you can grow in your garden. Kale can grow happily with only 3 hours of sunlight per day. When kale grows in shade, the cool temperatures slow down the production of bitter compounds, so the leaves are more sweeter and tender. So now, that's why shade-grown kale is always much more tastier than a sun-grown kale. And kale is very tough. You don't have to baby your kale. and the leaves are ready to be harvested in about 6 to 7 weeks. For these 3 shade tolerant veggies that we talk about in this video, they're quite simple to grow, whether you're growing them in ground, in a container, or in a raised bed. They're quite simple. They're a shallow root crop and they won't take up a lot of space. Also, when it's time to harvest, you can continue harvesting the lower leaves and the upper leaf will continue to mature and grow, and as they go along you can keep harvesting them for months, so you don't have to uproot these veggies from out your garden. You can have them and keep harvesting from them throughout the grow season most of the time. So that's going to be it from Country Morrow. God bless you all. See you in the next one, and cheers.